Did Jasmine Crockett lose because she's black, or did she lose because her messaging was all over the place? Let's get into it. I can tell you with 100% certainty she did not lose because she was black. She lost because her messaging was divisive, and the way she presented herself was not something that the voters liked. The best lessons I ever learned when it came to communications is that you never want to be anti-anything, because the word anti in general already gives your listener a negative connotation, no matter what it is. Even if you're speaking to pro-life people and you're anti-something, like anti-abortion, it's still a negative connotation. And that's the power of words and the power of messaging. And where Jasmine Crockett went wrong is that she was anti-everything and pro-nothing. She was anti-Trump, anti-Republican, anti-white. And you had her opponent, James Telarico, who was on Joe Rogan, on these podcasts, that was preaching the unity message that a lot of Americans want to hear right now. And that, I think, was a huge fumble on her part. Here's my take on the Republican primary, and I'm not going to weigh in on which candidate is better. That is up for the Texas voters to decide. But as far as messaging goes, I think the Trump effect is still in full force, and I think Republicans as a whole, you can't be anti-Trump as a Republican. You don't have to be pro-Trump, and you don't have to be pro-MAGA, but I think that being anti-Trump or doing things that are like super anti-Trump, or at least like the America First agenda, I think that voters are really paying attention to that right now. And I think that probably had a hand in this now runoff election between Paxton and Cornyn. And we'll just see how it goes. So God bless Texas. And we'll just see who wins and makes it to the general. So at the end of the day, we saw a runoff happen between Ken Paxton and John Cornyn on the Republican side. And then we had a win from James Telarico over Jasmine Crockett, where Jasmine Crockett came out again and said, Republicans rigged this election because that's what they do. But no Republican was running in her race because it was a primary. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my messaging take on the Texas primaries from last night. Let me know what you guys thought. Did you watch it? Did you support Jasmine? Did you support James? Did you support Cornyn? Did you support Paxton? Dan Crenshaw, honorable mention, did lose his race last night. So it's just like interesting stuff going on. And I think a lot of this does come down to how they're messaging to voters and if they're reading the room. So can't wait to see how these elections play out, and stay tuned for more.